So it's been a kind of gray, gloomy, and kind of rainy weekend here. So I haven't been able to actually go out and do my walk and talk vlogs. Kind of don't want to risk getting my electronic equipment wet at any time if some type of random rain or drizzle starts to come down, which has been this way this weekend. So I'm gonna give you the vlog in here, still shot in 24p. Let's first start off with the Apple announcement. So we've talked, it's been talked probably a lot now about the pretty much three big things that they announced, which is the iPad Pro, the Apple TV update, and the new iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. And I'm really wondering if this is enough for Apple. I think they've become a very reactive company in a ways, and needs a lot of reactive products. Specifically with the iPad Pro, we know that's going up against the Surface Pro 3. It's priced in that direction. It's going in that direction, and I'm pretty sure you've seen our video, iPad Pro versus Surface Pro 3. The battle begins, and kind of probably ends there too, because these are really two different products when you really break down its functionality. They look the same, they're kind of marketed towards the same way, but two totally different products in the company. It really makes you wonder why Apple sort of put this out here, considering that I think they would compete better with something that's running OS X. And I'd really be concerned for Apple fans out there if you don't hear by next year, this time, but no later than this time next year, if they don't have MacBook Air or some type of Surface style MacBook with running OS X on it of some kind. If they don't have that, it's going to be real risky for them going forward. They pretty much turn into pretty much small devices and lifestyle, because really everything else is something that they're just really either putting aside and not thinking about, or iOS has become the major thing for them. I think the major reason why the iPad Pro is around is because of the software, because realistically the iPad has a ton of software on there versus against something like the Surface, which on the modern UI side doesn't have as many, but we're still talking about full-blown OS versus this iOS and such, and that doesn't have the full capabilities. It's not going to have desktop class power CPU in real sense. They can say it all they want to, but it's not a desktop chipset. And like I said, I think it's more because they have all the apps within the iOS ecosystem that allows that to kind of happen. I think they're afraid to go in the Mac OS route because they might be a little bit limited there, because Windows kind of blows them away in terms of how much software. But I really honestly think it would make a little more sense and make them a little more competitive, because both of them still have the same amount of software, and that would interest those that are in the Mac ecosystem to get that particular style device. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are looking at the Surfaces and like, I like Surfaces, but I'm more of a Mac user. Why can't I get that? I really want this, but I want Apple to make it. So, and I don't think the iPad Pro is the answer there with that. But as far as the Apple TV stuff's concerned, it is what it is, I guess. With that, it's pretty much an Amazon Fire TV in some ways. They really saw what's already out there and kind of caught up to it, which is a good thing that they did do that. I really would have liked to see them kind of take a step up above what they were currently doing. Offer us something new, something a little bit different. Give us what they have, but give us something that makes it unique to you. And I guess tvOS is something like that, but basically tvOS is really a way for them to get games on there to make it a gaming machine, which once again matches the Amazon Fire TV. But nevertheless, it's, the Apple TV it's interesting. It's caught up with the competition, but I don't think it's surpassed it. And really be interesting to see how this pairs against. I also think it's still a little bit too pricey compared to its competitors out there, but we'll see. And the iPhone 6s, Apple does not take a lot of risk in its iPhone. They really will only slowly change this thing as much as they honestly need to, as much as the market will allow them to keep things at a limited pace that they have it at. They're going to keep it there. I think the iPhone 6s will be a successful upgrade for a lot of people that are looking for new iPhones out there. The big thing really is the camera to me. I mean, the 3D Force Touch thing is something that it's cool, it's nice, but it's not something I think that's going to be a game changer out there. And I do think that the camera is pretty much where they're going to really need to set themselves apart again, because like I've said, and I said when I did my 4 key things to iPhone 6 video, I felt like Samsung's been kicking their butt for a long time in the camera department for the last couple of years, and now Apple's, I think, sort of catched up with this, but we got to see how this works out. And I'm a little confident, but not overly confident on that. Plus, I'm interested in that 4K video as well, too. And once again, second thing is a small update to the September update video that I did before. One of the things I want to update with that is we're still going to maintain the similar schedule that we had previously before, going through Monday through Friday as we've been doing. It's going to be between 6 to 9, maybe a little bit later than 9, depending on what's going on during that time. One of the things I remember said we're going to add some new videos such as fitness and baking videos is something we're going to add. We're actually going to push that down to the November time frame because honestly, I'm going to be moving around that time, and the kitchen area is going to be a bit of a better setup for what I want to do. So we're going to wait till around the November time frame to do that. And plus, there's a lot of tech that's going to be coming around and coming up to review. So we got plenty of stuff to put out in the next couple of months. So I want to keep focused on that for a little bit longer. But don't worry, we're going to be adding varied content still soon enough. But post your comments below. Let me know what you guys think on the question pretty much I asked, which is, do you think Apple is now a reactive company only? And what would you like to see Apple do? What would you have liked to see in the upgrades with the iPad Pro, or the new iPad Pro, the upgrades to Apple TV, and the iPhone 6s? What would you have liked to see them actually put out between the three of those? Post your comments below and let me know what you think. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our YouTube page here. Follow us on all our social networks. The link to those are all in the description. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.